Hello everybody, these are the video notes for 1.10 geometric means. The definition: the geometric means are the missing terms in a geometric sequence. Let's make a table with an example. Let's have x and y, and let's do 4 steps. When x is 1, y is going to be equal to 7. And when x is 4, y is going to be equal to 875. There are a couple different ways that you can figure out what the geometric means in this sequence are, what these missing terms are. One way is to figure out what is the total multiplier. So I'll call this the total multiplier. Because this is a geometric sequence, we're using a constant ratio. It's multiplying each time. So I want to figure out first to get from 7 all the way to 875. What am I multiplying by? I'm multiplying by some number. To figure out that total multiplier, I can take the last term and the first term and do some division. So I'm going to do 875 divided by that first term, which is 7. 875 divided by 7, you can use a calculator for this. $125. So 125 is my total multiplier. That's how much is being multiplied to get from that first term all the way to that last term. The next thing that I need to figure out is how many steps there are, just like we did with arithmetic means. So to get from 7 to 875, once, twice, 3 times. So there are 3 steps. And what's happening is, with each of these steps, I'm multiplying by the constant ratio. Let's call the constant ratio r. So I'm multiplying by r, multiplying by r, multiplying it by r. So now I know that r times r times r, these 3 r's multiplied together, have to be equal to my total multiplier right here. So r times r has to be equal to the total multiplier of 125. R times r, that's the same thing as r to the 3rd power. Right, notice it's the same as the number of steps that we have. R to the 3rd power is equal to 125. And so now I just need to figure out, okay, what number to the 3rd power is equal to 125? And to do that, we're going to use roots. The opposite of taking a number to a power is to take the root of the number. So for example, let's just do a quick roots example here on the right. If I have x to the 2nd power and I take the square root of it, that's equal to x. If I have x to the 3rd power but I take the third root of it, that undoes the power and it brings me back to x. If I have x to the fourth power and I take the fourth root, that's how you say this. Again, that undoes the power of taking x to the power 4, it undoes that, and I'm just left with x. Okay, so now to go back here, to undo this taking r to the third power, I'm going to take the third root of all that. So the third root of r to the third power, and then I'm going to take the third root of 125 as well to keep the equation balanced. So then on the left, I'm just left with r is equal to 125 third root. To do that, you can use the calculator again. If you have a scientific calculator like this, what you want to look for is the button that has this kind of symbol. Sorry, let's focus. The button that has this kind of symbol right here. It's the X with the root sign. And so to get to that, because it's in purple, I have to press second and then this button. So on this calculator, if I want to do third root, I have to do third 3, second that button, 125. Your calculator might be slightly different, but it's this general idea. Equals 5. So now I know that the third root of 125 is equal to 5. In other words, 5 to the third power is equal to 125. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So now I have, that's my constant ratio. And I can use that to fill out this table. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 times 5, you can use a calculator if you need to, is 175. And then 175 times 5 should equal 875. Let's just double check. 175 times 5 is equal to 875. Checks out. Okay. The other method that you can use to solve a problem like this is to set up an equation. For this equation, I'm starting with 7. So I'm going to go 7. Then I know I'm multiplying by a constant ratio. How many times? 1, 2, 3 times. So 7 times r times r times r. After I multiply by that constant ratio 3 times, I get to 875. So I can say 7 times r times r times r is going to be equal to 875. R times r times r, that's the same thing as r to the third power. So I can rewrite this as 7 times r to the third power is equal to 875. And now I can use algebra to get r all by itself. R is being taken to the third power and then multiplied with 7. We want to undo this last step first. Opposite of multiplying by 7 is dividing by 7. So I'm going to divide this side of the equation by 7. Got to keep it balanced. So I'm going to divide the right side of the equation by 7 as well. So then on the left, I'm left with r to the third power is equal to 875 divided by 7. That's 125. R to the third power is equal to 125. I can use roots again. Take the third root of both sides because we're taking it to the third power. Undo that third power. Equal to third root of 125. Okay, so this third power cancels out because we took the third root of it. So r is equal to third root of 125. Same as before. R is equal to 5. Again, now I know that's the constant ratio. Sorry, here we go. Running out of space. That's the constant ratio, and I can use it to fill out the geometric means in this table. All right, I'll show you that bottom part one more time, just in case you need to catch any of that. And that is geometric means.